Hi, everybody. This is Alan Fine. I'm here at USTOA in Austin, Texas. I'm with Keith Sproul, who's the Executive Director of Abercrombie & Kent Philanthropy. We're going to learn what that means, and especially in terms of you and your clients here on Insider Travel Report. So tell us, we want travel advisors to be able to sell products that they're proud of. Tell us a little bit about the Abercrombie & Kent Philanthropy.
It's part of the DNA of A&K in that the company has always had a commitment to giving back to our community partners around the world. So we operate at this stage 56 projects in 26 countries, Africa, Asia, Latin America, focused on education, health, job creation, and conservation.
You're putting together products, but you don't call them products. What are they really?
We actually think of them as investments. The traditional stewards of the landscapes, the natural and cultural heritage destinations where we're sending our guests, we really believe that they've got to benefit in tangible ways from these visitors arriving. And so we think of our relationship as being co-collaborators, but we're investing. We're investing in job creation, and we're investing in the educational support and the medical delivery support systems that these destinations really benefit from.
But as you do that, you're actually creating opportunities for guests to participate.
We are, and we do it in a pretty unique way. A&K has made a commitment to having a tier of full-time community development professionals who actually manage our relationships. So the teachers and the principals with the Ministry of Education, the doctors, the nurses, the Ministry of Health. And those full-time professionals have their finger on the pulse of our work on the ground. They're also there for the guests. And so travel advisors can organize for their guests to have a very personalized experience. We think of it kind of like a framework of understanding. We're not volunteerism. We're not building walls. We're not painting things. But we're giving them a really deep understanding of what are the educational challenges, the medical delivery challenges, the job creation challenges. And in the course of that hour and a half or 2 hours at a project site, it's pretty darn inspirational. And we found that that's a really positive way to integrate that type of activity into a guest itinerary.
I heard about one of the projects, or what do you call investments, and so maybe if I talk about that a little bit, you'll be able to springboard off and give us some idea of some of the other things that are available.
Okay.
One was, I know that you're bringing a lot of food to schools because the thought is that you're trying to get families, local families, to go take their children to school, and the food is the attraction to get them started on a career of education. That's one investment. What others do you have?
Let me build on that just a little bit, because I actually think that it's an obligation. Traveling with kids, you have to give them an exposure. Philanthropy is a learned activity, and there's no better way for them to connect than seeing the disparities in the learning environments in developing regions. But it's one thing to take them to a school, it's another to figure out how to get them engaged. And so the fun activity is helping to serve lunch. And it takes them past that sort of objectification of walking through a schoolyard, and they're sort of helping to spoon, and the kids that are receiving, they don't care who actually is serving the meal. They think it's kind of fun if it's a Western visitor. It's one of those types of activities where our families walk away with a really deep understanding. And I can tell you that in the context of support from guests, young girls, they get it. They have the empathy. They were at the school. They get in the car and they start to talk to mom and dad about opportunities to help make a difference and leave a legacy for their trip.
So that's just one. Can you give us more examples?
You bet. Clean water. We've partnered with an organization called LifeStraw, and we're delivering access to clean water at scale. So every school that borders the Masai Mara, every school that borders the Ngorongoro Crater, Amboseli, in Q1 next year, every school that borders Serengeti, we're delivering access to clean water in the course of a school day. It's a technology that is transforming, revolutionizing the idea of clean water. And Alan, I'll give you a real-life benefit to this program. It's not just the benefit of clean water and preventing waterborne disease, but at a boarding school environment, the young girls have access to clean water when they're menstruating for themselves, then clean their clothes, and anything we can do to keep the young girls in school is a win.
That's two. Give me a third.
We've got a really fun program of delivering bikes. We collect used bicycles, and we do this in the U.S., in Australia, and the U.K. from all of our offices. We fill a container, We ship it across outside of a village, often where we have a lodge, and train women, always women, 2 months of intensive training, and then they own a bike shop. So that container of used bikes arrives, we cut it up, make it into a bike shop, and the deal is, ladies, these bikes in your training, every bike you sell, set aside a piece for your income, your salary, set aside a piece for spare parts and business licensing, and set aside a big part to pay for your resupply. Here's the win. They crush it. Given access to opportunity, women that have never had an income earning opportunity before are selling used bikes, and they're saving enough to resupply. We've got a shop in Zambia that has resupplied 14 times, 460 bikes per container. We've got 2 shops in Zambia, 2 in Tanzania, Uganda, Botswana, Jordan, and in every instance, it's transforming lives because the folks that are buying the bikes have skin in the game. These are not handouts. We're not airdropping a bunch of stuff. They're paying to purchase a bicycle. They're paying up to $72, $85 per bike, and that's what's being used to get to school, carry water, the field to farm, the river to fish.
Now, you were saying that there are some good numbers that you wanted to talk about how you're doing with these projects or these investments.
You know, it's been the talk of the town in this awesome environment. 2020, 2021, I think people stayed at home thinking about where they wanted to travel, but also how. And so whether we call it transformational travel, regenerative travel, more conscious travel, people are really investing time to think about, can I visit that school for a length of time? Can I do more in depth at that maternity ward, at that medical clinic? Can I learn about that social enterprise, that bike project?
And that's driving.
Oh man, we've had more requests, travel agents asking. We're so happy for these calls, and we can absolutely, uniquely I think, provide access to understanding about the work we're doing with our community partners.
It's just great. But now, so I'm talking to a bunch of people in travel. And because we're USTOA, we think about sustainability, we think about helping people. But how did you get into this niche at A&K?
I'm a little non-traditional in the travel industry.
Yeah,
I come at
That's why I asked.
I come at it from economic development background. I previously worked at the World Bank and our U.S. Agency for International Development. I was 5 years with the World Wildlife Fund in Southern Africa. And I feel really privileged to be with a private sector firm that cares this deeply and to develop programming that has a direct and beneficial impact at that community level. And to do it in the context of the learning that travel affords, and again, especially for children and family groups, it's a real privilege to be involved.
Well, we go out to 109,000 travel advisors every day. Anything that you want to add to this?
You know, even if they don't ask, if you give them access to the opportunity and you share with them that there's this unique chance when you're anywhere, almost literally, South America, Southeast Asia, Africa, the Arctic, Antarctica, to go deeper in their visit, to understand some of the challenges that these communities face. That's what we're completely designed to deliver, and I hope that people will reach out and ask us.
I'll say it simply and crassly. It almost sells itself.
Inshallah, as they might say in Arabic. Yes.
Well, good luck to you, and thank you for talking.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Alan.
And this is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.